Shalawama, I'm Dr. Dryasapa. Welcome to Astrotheology live stream. This is number 72. Number 72 of our Astrotheology series. Welcome, welcome. Call somebody, text somebody, and let them know that we are now live. We're going to get started, okay? We're going to get started now. So let everybody know that you know that we're going live right now, all right? We are still on the chapter on St. Philip. Remember, astronomically, St. Philip is astronomically, scholars? Can you remember? Who is St. Philip astronomically? While you all think about that, I'm going to get the settings together, okay? So give me one moment. I'll be right back with you. Okay, so you are correct if you said that St. Philip is the constellation Sagittarius. Congratulations, you got that right. You've gotten all of the answers correct. Congratulations. All right, so give me 1 second. I'll be right back with you. I just need to finish putting the settings together. So one moment, please. All right, let's see where we are. Okay. So let me get the settings together and I'll be right back with you. One moment, please. One moment. Almost done. It'll be faster today than usual, okay? And we will be in business. We will be back in business. All right. Oh boy. So how was your day today? I hope you had a really, really good day, a prosperous and successful day. I hope that everything with you and yours are going even better than what you expected, better than what you ever could have imagined. Oh, shoot. What's wrong? Yeah, I really do. I hope that you're having success beyond what you could have ever imagined for yourself right now in whatever it is you're doing. This is an interesting thing, right? What are you doing? That's a good question, right? Something for us to think about. What are we doing with our time, with our lives, right? Are we making the most of it? Did you make the most of your time today on this planet? Did you live like there's no tomorrow? In terms of, I'm not talking about debauchery, I'm talking about in terms of doing those things that you need to do to be who you want to be, have what you want to have, do what you want to do, etc. Did you do it? Okay, well, I can be honest with you and tell you today I did not. I did things that I didn't want to do. I did things that I had to do. And, but it's like that sometimes, right? Sometimes it's like that, y'all. All right. So I'll be with y'all. I think this is it. Does that do it? No, one more. I gotta do one more. 1 second. All right. I think what I'll do is get rid of that one. All right. So yeah, I'm good now. All right. So the settings are okay now, and we can get going with our presentation. Be sure to like and share this video. Also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. I'll be putting more, I got to figure out how to do it. I'll be putting more, oh, by the way, I've decided that I'm going to write the first 5 books of the Bible. I'm going to write those in Ibaryath. And that's a big project and a long project and a tough project. But I'm going to do it so that the House of Yasharallah, we indigenous men and women of the earth, so that we can have our own translation. And I'm going to put what it really means. I'm not going to do what a lot of these Bible translators do, which is they'll buy like a core template and change some words. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it from scratch, type it all from scratch. All right. It'll have the Ibaryath with the Phoenician Hebrew. Y'all know Canaanite Phoenician, right? I keep emphasizing that. It'll have the Canaanite Phoenician Hebrew script. And it will also have the English. So what I mean by that, it'll have the words, it'll have what it says in the original language. Okay. It'll have that. And then I'll write it in English and I'll put parts of speech, etc. All right. So you can really use it for general reading, or you can use it for study. But it will have everything that is written in Ibaryath. It'll be written in English. Nothing will be hidden from you. And you're going to be really surprised, even shocked at what you see. Okay? You'll be shocked at what you see. So give me a second, y'all. For whatever reason, again, my computer is stalling, locked up. Let me see now. Let me see if we can get going now. All right. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed to 101 Ancient Ibaryath, the link is in the description area of this video. Okay. Also tomorrow, Saturday, 10 a.m., we have our live online class. Let me show y'all the link. Our live online class, everybody is welcome to come and observe the class and even participate. Okay. So it starts at 10 a.m. So the highlight here, that's the link. Okay. 506, the curses course. So what we do in that class, we go through every word and we look at it technically. Okay. And then we extract, reveal the true meaning of each word and each verse. Okay. And here's the link for 101 Ancient Ibaryath, our streaming online course. All right, y'all. Oh, by the way, if you want to support me, I'm Dr. Dryasapa from Zion Law School. You can send a Cash App to $DRYASAPA, $DRYASAPA, or you can send a donation by PayPal, which is paypal.me/Zion Law School. All right. So you can send cash donations that way. Subscribing to the 101 Ancient Ibaryath course, which is only $10 per month. This is 113 video lessons. This is an incredible class. incredible class, all right? Course rather, 113 videos. For $10, that's almost free, right? I could sell this class for really big money if I wanted to. All right. So now 506 Curses course, that's also, even if you don't enroll, right, you come twice, that also supports me, and it supports Zion Law School. Having people show up who are new and learn, that's encouraging for me, also for the other scholars, well, for the scholars in the course, to see new faces. All right, y'all. So if you want to further support, you can also buy our books. We have 7 books listed here. All right, so that said, let's get into the presentation. Okay, so we are on, again, the chapter on St. Philip. St. Philip is the zodiac constellation called Sagittarius. All right, we are on page 311. So let's get with it, y'all. Oh, I gotta open up the, give me a second, I gotta open up the PDF. So y'all do me a favor, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. What else can you do? Oh, call somebody, let them know we are about to begin. All right. So I'm pulling up the PDF now, y'all. So give me 1 second. Now, y'all remember the issue was Bethsaida. Philip was from Bethsaida, right? Remember Bethsaida correlates with Baal, the deity Baal. Okay, Bethsaida correlates with the deity Baal, B-E-R. Everybody remember that? And there's others. So go back and review that. All right. If you don't remember everything, that you'll get that information in Astrotheology presentation number 71. Number 71. Okay. What else do you need to know from yesterday? Oh, I remember. Philip's name was not originally in Hebrew. According to the author, it was originally in Greek. Okay, and Philip in Greek means a lover of a horse, or he who delights in a horse. All right, y'all remember that? Okay, remember that? And then earlier, okay, y'all, so my computer's acting crazy. So give me a second, all right? Give me a second. Don't get frustrated, y'all. The worst case scenario is, you know what, but don't get frustrated, because we are unstoppable, right? We are unstoppable. No matter what anybody does, we will not stop. No matter how much frustration, we won't even let it frustrate us, right? We just keep going, ignore it. Okay, so let's keep going, y'all. Let's keep going. So why didn't it? Hold on. My file didn't open. Let me go back and do it again. All right. So let's see if it opens. Waiting for the PDF to open still. Right. Okay, well, I was kicked off, but I'm back. I don't know what you guys heard, so I'll just keep going. I don't know how much of what I was talking, but I don't know if you guys heard anything. But don't let yourself be frustrated, all right? Don't be discouraged. There's nothing I can do about this, okay? And don't let anybody chump you out, punk you out of this education by frustrating you so that you leave, right? Don't let anybody do that to you, all right? So we're going to begin on page 309. Let me make sure I'm at, nope, not 309, not 309, 311. Yeah, we're on 311. Wow, y'all, it's only 341 pages to this book. So we'll be done probably within a week or less. Moving on, at least with the reading part, right? Then we'll go to some discussion, all right? So let's begin. 311. Let me increase the size for y'all. Be sure to be very active in the comment section. Be generous and gracious. Share what you know. Share your knowledge, your experience. You can answer questions in the comment section. You can ask questions and you can put additional information. Just keep it on topic, okay? Keep it on topic. Don't just dump information into the comment section, okay? Put what's related to the topic so that it doesn't confuse, let's say, new people that this information is new to, because, they don't have a clue, right? They won't know what's related and what's not related. And they might, you know how people are, they'll go off on a wild goose hunt in the totally opposite direction of what they should be going. All right, so here we are. We're here. We're at the highlight. We're at the highlight here, okay, y'all? So that's where we're going to begin. There we are. We're right there. We'll begin there. All right, so the author writes, we now, I think, begin to take in what sense this November or 9th, capital G-O-D, Barrett, this Philip or horseman in Bethsaida. Remember, it says that Philip was from Bethsaida. The house or station of the hunter gets the name in common with others of the evangelists. These would be the apostles, okay, y'all? The apostles, all right? Christ's apostles. Acts chapter 21, verse 8, quote, the house of Philip, the evangelist, end quote. An evangelist meaning a quote, a preacher of the gospel, a preacher of the fairy tale, a preacher of the gospel, end quote. According to the author, remember, that's his primary, that's his major claim. The gospels are a fairy tale that are actually telling the story of the sun's movement throughout the sky yearly. And to preach the gospel, meaning to do what no man on earth ever did or could do. What none of the 12 apostles, that is, the 12 signs of the zodiac. So the author has made this point many, many times. The 12 apostles are the 12 signs of the zodiac. 12 signs of the zodiac, and of course the sun sun is JC, Christ figure, right? Also the Father, also the Holy Ghost, etc. We continue. That is the 12 signs of the zodiac and the sun as shining in and through each of those zodiac signs. All right, that is as Christ himself has told you what it is. Luke chapter 4, verse 19, quote, to preach the acceptable year, to preach the acceptable year 12 zodiac signs. The suns travel through each of the 12 zodiac signs annually, yearly, to preach the acceptable year of the capital Lord, and quote, that is to indicate time and to regulate and point out the beginnings and ends of the months and seasons of the year. So in other words, the stars, the starry sky is like a time watch that can tell you seconds, hours, months, and seasons, and how you should do what? How you should be living your life in that time frame, all in preparation for the glorious autumn harvest. What you sow, you will reap. What you sow, you will reap. If you don't plant, or if you plant and you don't put the work in, if you fail to plant your garden, to prepare the soil, all of that, beginning in spring, in the autumn, when the harvest comes, you'll have very little to nothing, and you'll suffer in the fall and winter. Maybe you'll die, maybe you'll be forced to steal, beg, and you'll be cold, so on and so forth. So, all right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. To preach the acceptable year of the capital Lord, that is to indicate time, and to regulate and point out the beginnings and ends of the months and seasons of the year. These then are the only preachers of the Gospels, the natural lights of the world, whose houses or celestial mansions, in other words, the zodiacs have houses or celestial mansion. A zodiac is a house or celestial mansion, all right? Whose houses or celestial mansions are in that, quote, city set upon a hill, which cannot be hid, where they are set for signs and for seasons and for days and for years, and from the study of which we learn the, quote, word of the capital Lord. From the study of astrology, you learn the word of the capital Lord. From the study of astronomy, you learn the, quote, word of the capital Lord. Remember, in these times, astrology and astronomy, they're the same, okay? He's not talking about astronomy like like we know of today. All right, let's continue. In other words, it's not about devils and demons and superstition and all of that devil worship. It's not that. That's not what he's talking about. All right. They, that is the celestial bodies, the zodiac signs, these preachers of righteousness, these preachers, rather, they are the believers in Christ who, quote, where he is, where Christ is, there they, the zodiac signs, are also. The zodiac signs, they alone are the believers who, quote, have everlasting life, end quote. They alone, quote, cast out devils, that is, the diaboloi, or signs, which are adverse to them. Okay, so the devils are signs that are adverse to them. They alone, that is the zodiac, speak the same science in all the languages of the earth. Why? Because you're using mathematics, right? When you're dealing with astronomy, you're using mathematics. Okay, so you're speaking the same sign. All right, let's continue. They alone speak the same science in all languages of the earth. That's numbers, right? They alone, and not only that, but you can describe them in the same way. Okay, they alone, quote, drink deadly poison, end quote, absorb the putrid exhalations of the earth and are unhurt. That would be what? Pollution, right? Because pollution goes up into the atmosphere. They alone, in annual succession, appear as, quote, in Christ when Christ is in them. Y'all got that? So in other words, the Sun, S-U-N, which is the Christ, enters into each zodiac, passes through that zodiac, exits that zodiac, and enters into the next zodiac. And that cycle is repeated for eternity, forever and ever. There is no end to it. Okay? This is what they mean, what the author means by they alone in annual succession appear as in Christ when Christ is in them. Y'all got that? All right. They alone are so essentially homogene with him that the effects ascribed to him are equally ascribed to them. The effects that are ascribed or subscribed, attributed to the sun are equally attributed to the constellation. Now remember, the constellations are made up of stars. So they are so essentially homogeneous with the sun. The zodiacs appear homogeneously or homogeneous with the sun. All right, let's continue to the next paragraph. The works which he doeth do, they do also. And greater works than these do they do, because he goeth to his Father. He would be the S-U-N sun here. They would be the constellations, right? They is plural. Okay, he proceeds from sign to sign. The sun proceeds from zodiac sign to zodiac sign by the attraction which keeps the sun, him, S-U-N, within the range of our solar system. So in other words, the cycle repeats itself by some form or method of attraction. The sun doesn't go off someplace crazy, but it always goes through the zodiacs. All right. He proceeds from sign to sign by the attraction which keeps him within the range of our solar system. They, the zodiacs, are distinctive suns, S-U-Ns, to systems of their own. Y'all got that? The stars that form the zodiac signs, each of them are suns in each of their own solar systems. That's what he's saying. The zodiacs are distinctive S-U-N suns to systems of their own. Suns, S-U-N, brighter than ours, producing more glorious objects of creation. Y'all got that? So the author here is telling us, I need to change the page for y'all. Sorry about that. The author is telling us that according to his knowledge, which he got from Freemasonry, there is life in other solar systems. This is what the author is saying, right? So take a look here. Y'all see that? Take a look at that. The author says here, the stars that make up the zodiacs, are distinctive or unique suns, S-U-N-S, to systems of their own, to solar systems of their own. Suns, S-U-N, brighter than our sun, suns brighter than ours, producing more glorious objects of creation. Suns, S-U-N, producing more glorious objects of creation. And lighting up happier worlds through the gallery of immeasurable space. So what did we just see here? One, that there's life, according to the author, on other planets and other solar systems. And then two, that what we look up and see in the sky are actually suns or stars and not something else. Okay, I'm not saying the author is right or he's wrong. I'm explaining what the author is saying. And then two, the author is attributing the creation of life to the S-U-N, sun. Y'all got that? Producing means making. Producing more glorious objects of creation. All right, now this is the author's point of view, not mine. All right, let's continue. Next paragraph. But I have another Philip for you, which will leave the astronomical identity of this believer in Christ beyond all ambiguity. In other words, there won't be any doubt or any vagueness, any questions. Your last scriptural Philip is found in Acts chapter 9, verse 26, where the angel of the capital L-O-R-D spoke unto Philip, saying, quote, arise and go toward the south. Now, in Astrotheology live stream number 71, we did that yesterday. Number 71, I went into detail about this. I'm not going to go into great detail about it right now. Go back and watch it in 71, okay? Because this is in review. What I've been doing right now, we did this in Astrotheology number 71, which was yesterday. All right, so let's continue. He writes here, this is from Acts chapter 9, verse 26, where the angel of the capital L-O-R-D spake unto Philip, saying, arise and go toward the south. That's the south of the celestial equator astronomically, unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem. Down has a reference to, again, what? South of the astronomical equator. You'll recall that all constellations below the celestial equator, these are Earth and of Earth. These are going down toward what? The sun is descending downward toward December 21st, 22nd, which is the lowest point the sun achieves in its annual orbit. All right. If you want more on that, go back and watch live stream number 71, Astrotheology number 71. So let's continue. Arise and go toward the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem unto Gaza, which is desert. Why, look ye, sirs, these are the very relations of the Philip, the horseman of the zodiac. He is literally, quote, going toward the south, end quote. Sagittarius is going toward the south, going toward the celestial equator. He is going down from Jerusalem, Jerusalem above. These are all of the zodiac signs above the celestial equator. All right. As almost the whole body of the constellation falls below the Tropic of Capricornus. Tropic of Capricornus is in the southern part of the sky of the earth, okay? We continue. The goat, again, as almost the whole body of the constellation falls below the Tropic of Capricornus, the goat, his head alone being within the zodiac. You got that? All right, his head alone being within the zodiac, and he goes into Gaza. All right, and he goes into Gaza. So it appears to me that he's saying that the horseman of the zodiac, right? He's talking about the horseman of the zodiac, that's Sagittarius, literally going down toward the south. Y'all see that? All right. Where is he coming from? He's coming from the direction of Jerusalem going south. As almost the whole body of the constellation, what constellation? Sagittarius falls below the Tropic of Cancer. So Sagittarius falls below the Tropic of Cancer. The goat, that has to be Sagittarius. His or Sagittarius head along within the zodiac, alone being within the head of the zodiac. And he goes, wait a minute. No, that's not correct. So Capricornus, rather. Capricornus is the goat, and the head of Capricornus is within the zodiac. Okay, and he goes into Gaza. I think that's what the author, it's not clear to me, but I think that's what the author is saying. I'll try to get a visual on it, but let's continue. Gaza is the Hebrew word for a goat, and quote, Gaza, end quote, which is desert, is none other than the definition of the unfruitful and desolate December. There's the deity's name. Winter is what? There's no fruit and vegetables going in winter, so it's unfruitful, and it's what? Desolate. You can't grow any plants outside in the winter. All right, let's continue. And he preached to the eunuch, a eunuch, and eunuch literally signifying a fine night. So I'm not going to review this. Okay, we did this yesterday. There's really, I mean, it's interesting, but I don't want to spend time on that. All right, let's go down to the next paragraph, to the last paragraph, and see what, all right, yeah. We'll start here in the last paragraph. All right, it reads, and he preached not of the triumphs of the sun, sun in winter, but of his or the sun's humiliations, or the sun's humiliation after his having descended below the scales of September, that's Libra, and therefore having come into the neighborhood of Philip. The neighborhood of Philip is what? Sagittarius, right? So the sun passes through Libra and is moving toward Sagittarius, Philip. Quote, in his humiliation, he says his judgment was taken away. That is, when the sun comes to the equator at the autumn foot of the celestial arc, he is in Libra. Y'all got that? All right, he is in Libra. Libra is the house of judgment, right? Righteousness, judgment, righteousness. And his effulgence, that is brightness, his shine, his glory, and his brightness, his shine, his glory, of course, renders the stars which constitute the house of judgment, or Libra, invisible. In other words, the sun outshines those stars that form the constellation called Libra. And thus, in his humiliation, his judgment is taken away. So therefore, because the stars that make up the constellation called Libra, they're humiliated because the sun comes in and its brightness makes those stars that make up Libra unable to be seen. So judgment was taken away. You can't see them anymore, which is a humiliation for Libra because they got outshined, right? They got outshined. All right. That's all it's saying. Okay, quote, in his humiliation, his judgment is taken away. But ye still, Philip, with his fine night rides as they preach, eternal capital G-O-D. And if here isn't the coach they ride in, Charles Wayne, the great Northern Bear. So this has to be something you would need to know from the 1800s, on which with your own eyes and every night of your eyes, you may see the whole heavens riding around in royal pomp and proclaiming in one and the self-same demonstration that the everlasting truth of science, and the utter falsehood of the Gospels, of this fairy tale. Now, what do we need to take into consideration or at least acknowledge? All right. Science, science is not correct in everything. Science is nothing more than a tool that men or hybrids use to make or prove something or to research, whatever their purposes is, right? So the science is no more good than the character of the man-woman hybrid who is doing the science. All right. If they have a bad character, of course, they're going to lie, cheat, and steal using science. If their objective is to have supremacy over you, to dominate you, to humiliate you, to punish you, they're going to use science to have supremacy over you. They're going to use science to dominate you, to capture your imagination. Everybody note that science is not some perfect power. It is no better. It is no better than the character of the man, woman, or hybrid who is using it. All right. All right. And we see that, don't we? We see that very well these days since what, 2019, 20, I forgot when, y'all know what I'm talking about, started happening. We can see it clearly. All right, let's continue. But how far did the gentlefolks ride in continuation of their discourse upon the humiliation of Christ? Why? Through the whole remaining winter season. Okay, so in winter, the sun is humiliated. Why? Because there are few hours of sunlight, so the sun is humiliated. The sun is dominated by nighttime hours, right? That's what it means, okay? Why, though the whole remaining winter season, they travel all through, quote, Gaza, which is desert, end quote. That is the goat, which is the constellation of the barren and frosty December. So the goat is the constellation of December. December is the goat zodiac. Till they come into Aquarius, the constellation of January, which establishes the faith of the quote, fair night. That is, the sun sun is reascending. So remember, the sun reaches its lowest point in the celestial sky on December 21st, 22nd, right? You recall that this is doubting Thomas. The people are doubting whether they'll ever see the sun again, doubting Thomas. 12 o'clock midnight, December 24th. 12 o'clock, let me repeat that. 12 o'clock midnight, December 25th. 12 o'clock midnight, December 25th, the sun ascends a full 1 degree upward. And now the sun is what? They're beginning to have more daylight hours. In other words, the daylight hours are finally beginning to increase, right? Daylight hours are finally beginning to increase because the sun moved 1 degree up, or the sun has achieved 1 degree's movement upward, ascension at 12 midnight, December 25th.